It's about leadership in Africa. Um, and until Africans demand the sort of leadership they need to fix their problems, we will have to the continuous issues you suggest.
Long before becoming the head of a major political party, Alexander B. Cummings was making history in the corporate world as the first Liberian to run a major section of Coca-Cola, a Fortune 500 company.
First thing I can tell you about him is he has a big heart. Um, he loves his Liberian people, and he always loved Liberian people and his country. Always. He's a giving person. He likes to give people the benefit of the doubt. He'll trust you first until you prove otherwise.
I ran the Coke business in Nigeria. I was business unit president for about half of Africa. And then for almost 7 years, I ran the entire Africa group for the Coca-Cola company.
Born in 1956 at the old government hospital in Monrovia, Alex, the third of 4 children and the only son, he would attend elementary school at Demonstration and high school at the College of West Africa.
Alex and myself, we became friends in 1971. That's about 45 years ago. We grade, and we just became fast friends.
I love music. If people want to know, I actually like to dance. It surprises people that I do. And actually, I think I'm a pretty good dancer, by the way.
He's a good dancer. Yes. But so am I.
Don't let nobody stop you from having yourself a ball.
I remember there was a song that was called Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? And that was a song that he used to like a lot.
Alex probably started to dance. I know this even today when he likes a record, he sings it. You know, when he's singing it, he's dancing.
It's about leadership in Africa. And until Africans demand the sort of leadership they need to fix their problems, we will have the continuous issues you suggest.
Long before becoming the head of a major political party, Alexander B. Cummings was making history in the corporate world as the first Liberian to run a major section of Coca-Cola, a Fortune 500 company.
First thing I can tell you about him is he has a big heart. He loves his Liberian people, and he always loved Liberian people and his country. Always. He's a giving person. He likes to give people the benefit of the doubt. He'll trust you first until you prove otherwise.
I ran the Coke business in Nigeria. I was business unit president for about half of Africa. And then for almost 7 years, I ran the entire Africa group for the Coca-Cola company.
Born in 1956 at the old government hospital in Monrovia, Alex, the third of 4 children and the only son, he would attend elementary school at Demonstration and high school at the College of West Africa.
Alex and myself, we became friends in 1971. That's about 45 years ago. We met in the 10th grade, and we just became fast friends.
I love music. If people want to know, I actually like to dance. It surprises people that I do. And actually, I think I'm a pretty good dancer, by the way.
He's a good dancer. Yes. But so am I.
Don't let nobody stop you from having yourself a ball.
I remember there was a song that was called Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? And that was a song that he used to like a lot.
Alex probably started to dance. I know this even today when he likes a record, he sings it. You know, when he's singing it, he's dancing it. You can hear him humming the songs, you know.
And one characteristic of Alex was he could snap his finger. I mean, he would snap his finger while he's dancing. You could hear it all over the place.
I have a great sense of humor. Again, that's not always obvious, but I like to have fun.
When he lets his hair down, he loves jokes. He's a dry sense of humor, but it's funny to him, which is okay. But yeah, I mean, he's just like everybody else. He loves to dance. He loves being around people and entertaining and letting his hair down. So, yeah.
As a child growing up in Liberia, I had a few memorable moments. I always enjoyed playing football. Again, as I said, it's not something I played very well, but I played with a lot of enthusiasm, and so I'm still a big fan of football.
By 1980, Alex Cummings returned to the United States to continue his education. He attended Clark Atlanta University, where he earned a degree in business. There, Alex Cummings also met his wife, Teresa.
I was coming from class at Atlanta University one day, and this young lady um, yelled across Spelman's campus as I'm walking on and said, "Teresa, come and meet your future husband." And I was like, who is this guy and why is she embarrassing me on campus like this? But I went up and I met him and I said, "How do you do?" He had just come over from Liberia to pursue his master's in business.
It was always the plan to go home after undergrad school, work for a few years, get some real life practical experience, and then come back to graduate school. So that was not because of the coup necessarily, or because I wanted to go back and get an advanced degree.
Um, and so we started dating, and by 1982, we got married.
I met Teresa after they had gotten married. After they had gotten married, he brought her to New York, and we all went out to eat in the village, in Greenwich Village.
After graduate school, Alex accepted a role at the Pillsbury Company. There he quickly moved up the corporate ladder.
We moved to Minneapolis, where at the time I was pregnant with my daughter, Ayo, the eldest. She was born in Minneapolis. He worked for the Pillsbury Company at the time. We were there for 2 years. Then we moved to Allentown, Pennsylvania, where I was again then pregnant with my son, Boy Kai. Then we moved to New Jersey, a little small town called Hopatcong, New Jersey. At the time, he was working for Haagen-Dazs. And then he moved back with the Pillsbury Company back to Minneapolis 3 years later. We were in Minneapolis then from 1987 to 1997. 1997, he received a call from a headhunter who was interested in recruiting him for the Coca-Cola Company.
And then I joined the Coca-Cola Company, where I lived and worked in Nigeria, ran our business in Nigeria very successfully. Moved to Nairobi, Kenya, where I ran half of Africa for Coca-Cola from Kenya, did that very successfully. And then I moved to Morocco, running a different half of Africa, and then ultimately to London, where I ran all of Africa for the Coca-Cola Company from London for almost 6 years. Moved our group offices to Johannesburg, and so I lived in South Africa running the group from there. And then my last job at Coca-Cola had global responsibility for most of the company, most of the functions.
From class president to Coca-Cola CAO, head of Africa, Alex Cummings has now turned his attention to a difficult task: politics.
And I asked him, I said, why are you doing this? He said, "Robert, everything that I am today, it's Liberia that made me to be what I am today. So I have this deep desire to give back." So then I asked him, "Well, why necessarily looking at the top position?" He said, "Because that is the most impactful way that you can make a change." He wants to change the paradigm, do a paradigm shift in Liberia thinking.
Is seeking the presidency the only way to change the lives of Liberians? No. Is it the most impactful way to do it? Yes. If you want to impact all 4.2 million Liberians, that office is the best way to do it.
Alex will create the atmosphere, knowing Alex and knowing the good intention Alex has, knowing the person Alex is. He will create the atmosphere that will provide opportunities for that market woman, for her to be able to do her business, to provide micro loans for her if she needs it, to be able to expand her business, and for her to be able to support her family.
He said to me, he said, "Robert, I'm doing this because I think I can make a difference for Liberia. If I'm not successful, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna roll up my sleeves and be of help to our country. So it is not like this is an ambition that if he doesn't get, he's gonna stop loving his country.
He does a lot behind the scenes. Doesn't have to necessarily um, get accolades for it. He doesn't mind that. Just so it gets done. So that's the kind of person he is.
I'm optimistic about the Liberian people. I believe in the Liberian people. I believe we are smart people. I believe we're industrious people. I believe we're hardworking people. And I don't accept any of the contrary views of who we are and what we can be. Are there things we can do better and different as a people? Of course there are. Are there things I would like to see us do differently as a people? Yes. But again, when you focus on the positives, when you set high expectations for people, they tend to live up to those expectations. And we have many examples of Liberians from the past who did very well and were first in doing many things. And we have Liberians today who are first and who are doing many good things that would move our country forward. So because I believe in Liberia and Liberians, I believe our country has a positive future, and I'm optimistic about that future.
Alex just want to make a contribution. He just want to make sure. He's a man who has learned a lot of best practices. He's a man who has run multi-billion-dollar corporation, and be at the pinnacle, at the top of this organization, Coca-Cola.
He likes to challenge you, to push you, because he can see potential in people that they can't see in themselves, and he can nurture and push people towards their potential.
He just wants to use the best practices to transform the Liberian society, bring another perspective to the way we've always done things.
He is genuine. He is level-headed. He is not someone who is overwhelmed by money, by success. He is just a modest, easygoing, good guy. And I hope Liberians will get a chance to listen to this good guy talk about what he wants to do for our country.
Okay, guys, how are you? You know that green screen in the back there now, so it's not nothing for us to make it look like it's all fancy. That green screen in the back, so you got to adjust it. Uh, okay, I try to adjust my light. Okay, guys, how are you? How's everything? Okay, guys. How was your holiday, the Christmas? I know we all had a very good Christmas. Thank God that we are alive. Thank God for everything. Thank God that we're able to see another Christmas, and we got a few more days to 2022. Few more days to 2022. Please, please take it easy. Be very careful what you do. Take your time when you're driving. Don't get into no altercation with anybody. Don't argue. No road rage. Don't get mad. Eh, Something happened today to my first place I went to work, but I was very calm. I have never seen that in almost 10 years since I started working. And I went to this house this morning. I usually start my day like 7:30. I got there like 8 o'clock, and the job was actually from 8 to 10. I got there 8. In fact, I got there like 7:45, waited for 8 o'clock. I called by 7:45, no one answered. I called by 8 o'clock. When the lady picked up the phone, the first thing that came from out of her mouth, she used the F word first. What the F I call in her phone. I said, this is Comcast. She said, what the F I got to do about it? Then later on, I said, Xfinity. She calmed down. Well, it's still early. You're supposed to be here between 8 to 10. I started laughing. She said, what the F you laughing for? She said, I know you. She, right there, she cleared, she cut the check, she cut it straight. She said, it looked like you some damn Puerto Rican or some African. Eh? So I said, well, I'm to your door, Jess. If you can open the door for her. She opened the door, she looked at me. I said, good morning. She looked at me, she walked out. She just opened the door and walked back in the house. So she expecting to come in. So I knocked the door again. Can I come in? And why you think I opened the damn door? And I said, oh, what's going on? I said, okay, can I come in? I walk in. When I walk in, I identify myself. And then she said, just go ahead and start. So I said, ma'am, I can just start like that. I just walk into your house and I don't know you, you don't know me. Like you don't expect me to go around and start deciding where to put your service. Where to be frank with you, I'm tired and blah blah. So I said, okay, if you're tired, man, then I think we can reschedule the job and then when you have the time, we'll come back. So I started walking out. I went in my car, I sat in my car, I'll get ready to taxi in. Then she came to the car. She said, oh, she said, I'm sorry. I am sorry. I am sorry. She said, I look so stupid in front of you. She said, you make me stupid too. You brought out the stupidness out of me. So I said, like what? But I was still smiling. I had a long night and blah blah. She started explaining. I said, listen, man, if you want us to do the work, I'm still available. We can go ahead and do it. But I was very calm. Something that told me, said, Lord, she said, I said, listen, this is my first day, my first time, my first appointment. I don't want to mess it up. 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 And I was very calm. That lady could not believe it. But she told me, she said, I know your wife. happy. I said, what you mean? She said, everything I told, with all the things I was telling you, insulting you, and you still was it right? I said, listen, I said, I've seen worse than that. People call me names and people look at me and listen to my accent and they think I'm from somewhere else and call me Puerto Rican. They call me Mexican. They call me all kinds of names. And then when I did the service, I said, but the only thing to, I try to be calm, man, because that's the first appointment for the day. And hey, man, the year coming to an end. Saturday will be in New Year. So the entire world have a problem, serious problem. And she, we started talking, and that was it. Everything went good. So please, guys, when you go out there, I notice this thing happen all the time. When the year coming to an end, a lot of temptation will come your way. People will say things. Even right on Facebook, I saw some stupid comments from people. But I want to say this: we'll have a good show today. And 1 minute, please. Let me just. Yeah, I try to close my door because by the time my son get up, he want to come straight in. So I just close the door. So, and I know you've been watching Facebook, you've been reading Facebook today. You've been seeing all kinds of different posts on Facebook. And I posted something today. Please, I am nobody. I am nobody. However, I sure I'm somebody to a lot of people. If anybody try to overlook some of us, I might not be very popular on Facebook. I don't know if I'm popular or not, but nobody can tell me about Liberia. Nobody can tell me about Liberia and the Liberian community. I serve in my community. I am a leader in my community, and in every Liberian community I go to, people recognize me. And then when it comes to Liberia, I'm not. I am not a novice when it comes to Liberia, and when it comes to Liberian politics. I don't know if other people who there are people who living in Liberia and they been behind political parties. They just static one place. But I went to Liberia and spent 6 months in Liberia. I never went there to enjoy myself. In that 6 months, I've traveled in the 6 months, Montserrat County especially. I visited the 17th district in Montserrat County. When I say visit, the only one I never slept in to say I go there and spend a week or two is maybe the ones that are in the city, like District 9. I don't need to sleep there. District and 2 is right by Mount Barclay and Johnsonville area. And District 4, all the way in the back there, going to Parker Pin area there, all kinds of, right around there. But place like Todi, place like this District 17 where I was living, and I went to Rossville where you're going to go into bombing and then before enter Rossville because the water cut the place. Attington, I slept there. I spent 2 weeks in. I spent a week in Todi, and I went in it. Some might say the other side of Todi, and to go to that part of Todi, we went Kakata, and then we have to come back and take the shortcut and another road where there was because there was no road to go in there. We used motorbike. But what I'm trying to say is that I know about Liberia. So if you guys think that your when you having your show and you got about 10,000 people watching you and you got another 15,000 watching you on the side and some of us with nobody, you're getting it wrong. We're getting it wrong. We are real people. We are not in this business to satisfy ourselves. For me, I'm not in it for myself. I posted something today. I said, if I will leave Mr. Cummings, if I will not support Mr. Cummings, it will come from Mr. Cummings himself. But for now, my support for Mr. Cummings gets stronger every day as I speak and for what he's doing in Liberia. And I will make this clear to you, my friends. I've received calls and I, I posted it because I just told my friend that, listen, I don't want you to be, don't waste your time. I'm not going to negotiate. I'm not going to sit to talk to you because I'm not in the business to fool you. I'm not in the business where uh, 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 I'm going to take money from you and then later on come back and stab you in the back. I love money. I would love to get rich, but I don't want to get rich on the back of some crocodile with. No, no, no. I don't. What God has for me, He will give it to me no matter what. When He's ready to take me, He will take me, but what for me shall see my face. So when I posted, I was just reading the comments and I saw some of the comments. Who are you? Who the hell want to talk to you? Politically, you nobody. You know why people made that comment? And my advice to most Liberians, when you don't have facts, if you don't know what someone talking about, don't be too negative. People who react negatively are very stupid people. They don't have no ideas. They don't think. When they see the first news, poof, they react because one, either they don't like to see you, two, you guys are not in the same league or in the same group, or because of some hatred. That's it. So you don't have to worry. I did my post. Don't talk to me. Don't waste your time. I already chose a side. And I'm not a wishy-washy. I'm not a flip-flopper guy. I supported George Weah before. When I got ready to turn against, to campaign against George Weah, it was not something I did on a cover. It was something that when he asked, he said, Munel, election is coming up. We want you to come and got to do all the little things, all the little videos and whatsoever. I told him, Mr. Ambassador, I'm disappointed in you and I'm not prepared to go that route. If we want us to talk, I should be able to express myself to the person who I want to support. My ideas matters. And that was it. And today he proved me right. I said, and I quote, that he would not be a good president because the people who surround George Weah today, a bunch of sycophants, a bunch of greedy people, they are only there for themselves. And President Weah is there for himself. And that's it. And I posted today, and I'm not going to take it from no one. I'm not going to hide it. This is the first president that got more time on himself. I don't know if he got a PTO or ETO or sick time, but I've never seen a president that got too much time, free time for himself. Play football, make music, do everything. So it's like people doing the work and he's just there to receive checks. And he's just there because a bunch of corrupt people surround this guy, this president, making him to look as if he's doing Liberia a favor. But the time has not come yet. The time has not come. Today's show is about the past and the present. That means I will talk about something that happened in January. I might talk about something that happened. So it's not up, it's an open mic, and the year is coming to an end. We will bring some of the jokes, we will bring some of the nonsense out that people talk about. Like I just show you guys a video who Mr. Cummings is. And I know my reason why I supported Mr. Cummings, because I will tell you, we need new ideas, we need fresh ideas. In politics, when they say we need new and young people, we're not talking about the individual, we're talking about ideas. It should be new, something that will move the youth. And this show is going mainly to our youth. Don't be fooled. Go back and watch some of your videos during the 2017 elections. And don't blame yourself for what you did. You supported President Weah. At the time, he was Senator Weah. You saw yourself in him. You believe in him that he was going to change, to transform the entire country. They ran on change, but they said, no hope for change or change for hope. So you must change before you get hope. I don't know how they get it. But today, President Weah have let you guys down. What President Weah is doing today, that's not what he was elected for. President Weah was not elected to be pastor. Nobody knew President Weah to be pastor. I have never seen President Weah even praying on our 18 before the national team. I'm not saying that he don't believe in God, but we never elected President Weah to be a pastor. We never elected President Weah to be a musician. If President Weah knew that he was into this business, when he left football, most of the like Tamahali into music. He left football, he into music. After President Weah retired from soccer, I think he was supposed to make music and make some money out of it, and then get into politics. Then everybody got to understand. You know what I'm saying? But this president got free time until he made a music for Calasco. Even his son, who playing a professional ball, even his own children, his wife, he have never made a music for her before in his life. You know what I'm saying? But this president time is so free that he go and sit and write and make songs that don't make no sense and nobody understand it, because he got free money, he got equipment, he got a studio. Yes, don't get me wrong, President Weah love music. He loved music. President Weah had a whole room in Florida for his music. Don't get me wrong. But we elected you to do a particular job. If the people of Liberia were enjoying or things were good, they got jobs. President Weah can do anything he want to do. Nobody going to say anything. President Weah can even play for, even walk butt naked in the street. Look at 26, December, no message from the president. The president gave us a song, and some people think it's cool. You know, it's sad. The problem in Liberia today are our educated people, the corrupt ones. George Weah, President Weah, is not just an ordinary citizen. He's not just an ordinary citizen. A joke that comes out of a leader mouth is always serious. Yeah. If I was closer to President Weah, instead of President Weah thinking of Mary's born child, Jesus Christ, President Weah could have gone and gathered about 100 or 200 kids to sit around him in front of a Christmas tree, and they all sing the Christmas carol. Look for random kids, bring them together, and give the message of Christmas to the Liberian people. Give them hope. Give them hope. But instead, the president said, "I'll get anything to talk about." And Liberian people say, "Oh, yes, yes. Do you know how many family that on Christmas Day never have food to eat? Liberian people. That's what you asked for. That's what you voted for. But some of us, based on our own generosity, we deprive our children gifts to help other people. We don't get it. We don't have it. I know people who spend $2,000 just to get gifts in Liberia. I know people who went $3,000. My brother had a Christmas party for children, and he spent up to $3,000 to almost feed the entire neighborhood. That was good. That's the beauty of Christmas. Our leaders, they have stolen from our country. The rich, the family coming from America, going back home, enjoying themselves. But they don't think about it. The same common man that this president voted for. All President Weah know, he's president of CDC, Congress for Democratic Change. Liberians, you need to open your eyes. We have nothing. I have personally nothing against President Weah. If anything personal against President Weah, God should punish me too, because I don't hate nobody for what they got. I don't hate no man for what you got in life. Because some of us, me personally, if I envy people or if I'm looking for rich friend, I will be right behind my brother. I say this all the time. My brother don't support me. He and myself not in the same party. But what's for you is yours. They got constructive jealousy. That means when you see your friend with Mercedes, you work hard to get yourself a Mercedes. If you can't get a Mercedes, you get something closer to Mercedes, but not to bring him down. So nobody hate President Weah. But President Weah is president of Liberia. Yeah. President of Liberia. I was just watching some of President Weah old tapes during the elections, how he was talking to his people. He put them first. But today they're not first. President Weah is not the only person that got a love Liberia, that got Liberia in his heart. Liberians, what who are you people? Who where we from? Where? Oh, and who tells you the president came back? Who told you that the president take gifts or the president need to buy a car for himself? Every car purchased by the president is by government. Look, if the president want, or they will always put the president in a car that will secure him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, now this time his son gave him gift. Fine, that's good. That's a good thing. Today, again, the president played volleyball. The president took a county. Today, oh, President Weah is from Grand Crew County. The other day, President Weah, well, I just went back to look at President Weah and biographic where he was born. President Weah was born in Mama Point. After Mr. Weah died, he moved Clara Time and then went to the mother, Oma Brown, and this Oma, his fraternity grandmother, took care of them. He played football and whatsoever. President Weah was not born in Shasta or in the Grand Crew County we talk about. President Weah said he left Grand Crew when he was in 1975. He was 9 years old, according to, if you calculate his age. He was 9 years old and came to Monrovia. President Weah's mom never lived in, she never went to Grand Cess before. So how he was born there? She's from River Cess. So President Weah autobiographic and biographic is all different piece. One day you look at it and say President Weah play for Mighty Barrow. I know that's another argument there again. President Weah play an all-season game for Mighty Barrow against IE in Buchanan. We beat Barrow 1-0. Bokupo Mana game. That was the only all-season game that George Weah played for Barrow against IE. And we took him. Came to IE 1985. He played for IE 3 seasons. The end of 87 season, Joshua was the MVP and the highest scorer, and he left 88 to Cameroon. We all know all that. But when they gave me false information, I asked myself, I said, Liberians are really serious people? If we can even lie on how many presidents have been in Liberia, Joshua the 25th will say 24th, because Ellen Johnson lied. And they don't know that Joseph Jingin Roberts was president 2 terms. He was president, then he was the first president under the 2 after when what his name E.J. Rod died. Joseph Jingin Roberts came back again as president. But today they try to push Bly, the vice president that took over from Charles Taylor, because we don't know. Because we don't know. Once they install they install you, it can be 2 days. You are part of you are president. Charles Taylor resigned, his vice president took over. But Ellen pushed Moses Bly aside. Moses Bly is not considered to be nothing. But he's the president. He was actually the 23rd president of Liberia, Charles Taylor the 22nd. But I just bring all this history up to understand. We might not be smart, but we smart. We might not be like you, that you got control of the English world, but the little one we got, we bring it down for ordinary Liberians to understand. You understand? So, guys, this year was a very interesting year for the CPP. We saw some things that happened, and today we're seeing things that are going on. CDC is desperate. CDC will do anything. They prepare to spend money. And Liberation Party prepare to spend money. But every day people say, oh, Mr. Comey is using cash violence, but they forget about Daniel Cassell, who prepared, according to his insider, that he's prepared to spend $10 million. So Liberians going to eat this year. Liberians will eat. Oh, you see my t-shirt? This is the general t-shirt. Yeah, the general. Yeah, you see that? Okay. This is a trademark. I actually registered this design, so nobody can use it. So for now, I got it. So these guys are prepared. CPP, everybody asking, who CPP disappointed us? CPP did this. CPP did that. How will you complain about CPP disappointing you when CPP is not collecting your taxes? CPP is not making appointment in government. CPP members are also paying taxes too. CPP tried to put themselves together to have a strong union, very strong union, to go against President Weah. You understand? Now, when you get four group of people with four different ideologies trying to come together to make things work, you don't expect it to be easy. No. You see, Coalition for Democratic Change, it was easy. You know what? NPP wanted to come back to life to see if they could come into that executive era. So they decided to go as VP straight. When they left from Banga, when they had that, they read that a union that any party, any opposition that will go against Unity Party, all the parties will support. Right there, when they left, George Weah made it clear. He said, "Me, I'm running for president." Joel, NPP, LPDP, because Tyler had the money, and NPP had the members too. So he told them, one of y'all decide who will be my vice president. And they had a quick voting convention with themselves. Boop, they took it. So the documents are not like the document that ANC and UP and ALP signed. Because people believe that coalition do not hold in Liberia. We all believe that. We saw it 97, 85. I don't think there were coalition, but people always talk about 85. I don't know. My first time to vote on 1985, and I don't know if there were, but the coalition they were trying to put together, the alliance during Charles Taylor time, there was no contract. Nobody can tell me there was a contract. There was no contract. It was all they came together to do the thing and come out with or killing it, because they were not even registered with NEC. They were never registered as a coalition. So the whole thing that whoever wins, all the parties are just going to support you and then go straight under the alliance and put everything together. But it was not a contract that I can leave. The first person who left that alliance was Backup Matthews. After he got out, I think the first or second round. And money played in our convention because NPP were there supporting Loop. They started supporting Pole Party first. And then when they know when Pole Party went ahead, then they jumped to another party. So they were looking for the guy who the other politician would not agree. Let me bring you back. I gave this story for you Liberians to understand. There are certain people, especially politicians in Liberia, think that they're entitled to leadership in Liberia. So Backup Matthews, Amos Sawyer, and Emoswell was not running, but when I say Emoswell, they were all part of it. Tipote believed that they entitled to it. They tried, though they failed. Now, this time around, they think they had an opportunity now to lead the alliance. And what happened? Paco Matthew was out. He went solo. Tipote went solo. The few that left, I think 2 or 3 parties that left, they decided they would support Clayton Watterson. It was not enough. Because Charles Taylor knows that if they were going to hold, that means all the party against Charles Taylor is a problem. But yet State, you can't tell what was a problem. Charles Taylor, for what I know, Charles Taylor was still going to defeat us. You know why? A lot of people voted in Liberia at that time out of fear. 1997 election, most Liberians voted out of fear, believe that if they don't vote for Charles Taylor, the war will not stop. So I will just vote. And they vote. I don't care if you voted out of fear, but I did not vote for Charles Taylor. Yeah. My brother, Mr. Charles Taylor, maybe I didn't vote for Charles Taylor. But I knew that Charles Taylor was going to win. I used to say, later on, we used to say, what's your problem? I said, yeah, I'm not going to vote for him, but he's going to win because people are going to vote out of fear. And that's what happened. To show that most of you guys don't understand. And Charles Taylor won with almost 75%. But all the international community knows that this election was fair. It was fair, free and fair. Although people didn't go all over the country to campaign. But you went into that place. You decided, you know, like Brempo scary. Me, I want no trouble. I'll just vote for Charles Taylor. So all that alliance thing, Charles Taylor beat them with what? 75%. The only thing they did a proportional representation thing where the more you win, then you get certain percentage of the legislatures and the Senate, which Charles Taylor got. Okay. Now, that's the same thing that happened to CPP today. Mr. Cummings is a new guy. Mr. Cummings left from here. He's a stranger. He nobody. He blah, blah, blah. Who know Mr. Cummings? We entitled to this whole leadership. We've been in Liberia here. I was vice president for 12 years. Oh, I work with Charles Taylor. My name is Bena Ure, and I stay in the country. I don't go nowhere. My name is Yombli Kanga. I used to be behind the line with Charles Taylor, so we know what's going on here. We can't allow no stranger. My name is Darius Dillon. If I can disappoint Mr. Bromsky, I can disappoint anybody. If I can betray Mr. Bromsky, I can betray anybody. They're entitled to it. And before I continue again, Darius Dillon, he's the #1 disgraced. His disappointment. He's a failure. Liberian taxes will punish Darius Dillon for lying to the Liberian people. I read an article on GNN, and the interview came from Darius Dillon's office. How the same Darius Dillon who always used to be on internet, and the last time on Spoon, that CPP was not organized because of Mr. Bwaka. It was organized. Everybody was equal in CPP. But Darius Dillon said, and I quote, CPP was organized to make sure that Mr. Bwaka take the lead. Who is Mr. Cummings, who nobody know, for us to go get a defeat by George Weah? We cannot support Mele Cummings. As if Darius Dillon went on and on. But you know, the fact of the matter is that Mr. Cummings' hard-earned money is in the stupid belly of Darius Dillon. So, if you think you're going to frustrate us and we get pissed off like because you guys are so stupid and follow you, then we're more stupid too. It's just like you see the man running, coming from the bush with no clothes, and then you say you jump behind him, you running, but you know where he's running from. Darius Dillon, the man we call the light. And guessing, I owe no one apology for supporting Darius Dillon. I owe no one an apology for supporting him. My finance I spend are not your money, so don't worry about it. But I owe no one an apology. So on and on, the band doing all the things, the band having the secret meetings. We know. Look, Mr. Cummings is a smart guy. Mr. Cummings, that's why I tell people, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know people. Mr. Cummings knew all the deceptive, he knew all the backstabber within the CPP. He knows some people who just show him their teeth and yet instead. Do you know why the CPP document was put together on a consensus agreement, almost like the United Nations document? Before I go, let me go to the United Nations documents. Let me tell you how the United Nations document look like. The United Nations document, the Security Council, the 5 permanent members of the Security Council must agree before a decision is made. That is why Palestine, I don't know when they will ever be recognized as a country because America will disagree. Taiwan, I don't know when Taiwan will be recognized as a country by UN because China say no, America cannot force it. Russia cannot force it. You see? So when they put the CPP agreement together between you and myself, you don't have to believe me. You don't have to take it. It was put together. That consensus agreement was put together because of Mr. Cummings. People believe that Mr. Cummings had no pathway. Mr. Cummings had no chance in a 4-man race with 3 old politicians, with he the new politician. He had no chance. But if this man lose the convention, he will want to leave. He will leave. Do you know that two person, I will not put Mr. Cummings because Mr. Cummings read the entire document. Some of us will just read it later on, late. But on the other side, Ben-Yure read the document. He knew exactly what in the document. He knew. Ben-Yure knew exactly what's in the document. Ben-Yure, he hit Mr. Cummings with passion. He hit this guy with passion. Mr. Yure tried. And this is an unconfirmed report. Don't worry. You listen what Mr. Yure said. Mr. That man say he get money. Mr. Cummings don't never tell anybody he got money. Mr. Cummings always say, God bless me. He said, "Oh man, man say he get money, he get 2 board meetings, blah blah blah," because he thought Mr. Cummings was like him. But he failed to realize. He said he thought Cummings changed. They were in cutting together. He knows when they're going out and say, "Let's go," and Cummings said, "Nope, I got things to do." You can't convince him, and that's it. So Mr. Yure know that Cummings is difficult, and that is the kind of board librarian looking for. But they're not the kind of person Mr. Yure looking for. So Mr. Yure knew exactly what how that whole document looking at. He knew that this document was put together, that any changes, anything that will be done to this document should be done in connection with a consensus agreement. I mean, everybody must agree. In that document, it said that other political parties can join. Coalition Rainbow were trying to join the CPP. Oh no, that Cummings put them together. That Cummings support them because the guys have plans. While some of us were saying that Mr. Cummings don't join this thing because the guy will not give you a chance. But Mr. Cummings saw the document and he knew that the delegates, he said, listen, only Liberia can decide for us if we can go or not. That is why Mr. Cummings suggested the VPS, the voter what the people survey something. Okay. Somebody, I like Liberia people, they're smart. Somebody gonna put it up there. They survey the pool. So Mr. Cummings suggested that, but what a lot of people don't know why Mr. Cummings suggested it. Mr. Cummings believed that if he cannot win the VPS, he won't waste his time to run. He will just understand that, yes, Liberian point warning. But it should be done in a professional way. It should be done with transparency. How are they going to do it? They're not going to tell you, say, call. No. They will go around with things. They will call, they will get professionals from America. They will train people in Liberia. It costs money, but it will be done. Who you think the best on the economy, who's the blah, blah, blah. They ask all these questions and they get put it together and then they come up to know who win the VPS. So the VPS was going to give Cummings some clarity that I think I can make it or I cannot make it. But Europe push against the VPS. I'm telling you, I'm giving you your first-hand information that people who knows about the document that what I'm telling you, and it's not even your old information. It's not old. So they delay. They had that document on the leadership of Mr. Europe for so long until Belete became chairman for Liberty Party. Belete said, okay, let VPS, let it be part of it, but since you guys don't want it, but let it be part of it just for record sake, just for record keeping. So the two main ones they were looking at is the consensus agreement. That means consensus building where the four leaders, the four parties would meet and they would decide who to be the standard bearer and the vice standard bearer. But it's not on a voting to say three agree or two. No. They must agree and come up with something, or they go to the convention. So the VPS were not part. But what people do, they thought, when they say, oh, the VPS, Mr. Cummings won't bribe people, he won't do this, he won't do that. So because Mr. Cummings knew how the whole thing was set up, he decided to go back to reintroduce himself. He started going from county to county, meeting people, meeting the CPP people. By then, the document was not ready to put together yet. The document was signed on the name Mr. Ure before Mr. Cummings took over by people. That's the document they've been using. Because Mr. Ure knew exactly what in that document, that is how he came out on Jerome Cummings' show to clarify something and said, what made you think I'm not supporting Bwaka too? Why you think I will support Ure? It went wildfire. Oh, it was wrong against it. He came back and tried to clear the air, but he justified it. He said, yes, the last time I saw you, Cummings left this country for 20. He never came back after 25 years. Then you expect us to embrace him, to make him president. You get Omen Bwaka, who served government, who were there for 12 years. He had been tested. How the hell in the world you tell me a vice president tested? Okay, good. Now, he downgraded Mr. Cummings. Then he came out, I want to support Mr. Bwaka. But what they failed to realize, they should have gone to the consensus agreement building, consensus building. That was the first process where they would meet and they would come up with a leader. But the people Mr. Cummings supposed to go meet with, one already said, I will support Mr. Bwaka. Okay. Yombly came back and said, I will support Mr. Bwaka. You expect Mr. Cummings to go into a meeting with 3 leaders on one side and talking about consensus? You guys out of your head? That is where the CPP problem started from. Some of us with 5 seconds, some of us we got vision, some of us can see ahead of us. When Mr. Cummings, when Mr. Ure made that statement, I got on Sekou show and Mr. and Darius Dillon were on that show, and I had a few seconds, when you call in. I said, Mr. Ure is wrong, and he, as a leader, you don't speak. Leaders do not just speak like your stomach running. No. You can't speak not because you get the muff on your face, on your head. But he just messed it up. Now you expect Mr. Cummings to go sit in a meeting to say, my man, who you think will be the next president, the standard bearer? That one is out. So all we're looking for now is the convention. Don't let nobody fool you. That's the best document ever put together for any for any group that want to leave. So they were tying Mr. Cummings down. And to tell you they were tying, Terra Genesis came on my show one time. He said, okay, let me ask you, Mr. Kishen, if Mr. Cummings go to the convention and lose, you think he would support Mr. Boaka? I said, yes. He said, with his resources. I said, I don't know. I said, look at trouble. Because then I remember we were sitting, Stanton and the Spoon people. But what did the pathway for Mr. Cummings? Yombi supporting Boaka, Mr. Ure supporting and Boaka. But all these people got one vote. All these people got one vote. Mr. Cummings said, no problem. I personally asked Mr. Cummings, what are you doing there? But some of us never knew because we never read the document that from the day they signed, all parties have waived their rights. They were honoring the CPP framework agreement. Yes, you operate on your own to do your party thing, but at the same time, when it comes to CPP, they only one document. And no party will contest the election until after 2023. So all Mr. Cummings knows, he said, listen, I think I have to go around. So Mr. Cummings said the people want to make the decision. Mr. Cummings remind me about Barack Obama. Barack Obama knew that black people in America and the Democratic Party in America got his back. So what he did, he went after Republicans, he went after white people. So what Mr. Cummings did, Mr. Cummings decided to talk to people from Liberty Party, people from UP, people from ALP. But you know, when people complain, only stupid Liberians will complain. It is the right, the same framework said you must have access to this. Four parties must have access to each other. And there is nothing in the framework say you can't take another member to join you. At the same time, you can be recruiting. Nobody stopping you from recruiting. But some of the smartest talk show hosts, they said, Mr. Cummings going around and taking other members into his party. You are all dumb. Who told you they can't take another member and bring to the party? It's not a church house we're running. Your thing will run in some Aladura church here. That because I'm a member of the Aladura church, I can't go to another Aladura church. You have the right to go to any political party and take any members. It is not against the law. It is not against NEC rules. Nothing. Political party in America, they pay you when they gave you certain job in the party. Mr. Boaka got the right to go into UP, into ANC, and take any of ANC member to join Unity Party if they can make it. If they can do it. It is not against the law. But because our so-called dumb, educated people who make other Liberians look very stupid, that is why we're in the crisis today that we're in. That is why Liberia is into a problem where our people continue to be poor. And guess what? Because of the stupidity, our leaders, not the ordinary man stupid. Technically, it's the people who in charge stupid. Yeah. Because this is not fair. It's not fair at all. So, everybody there, bam, we're talking, they go into the only crime that Mr. Cummings committed in the CPP because Ure, other people say, well, let Mr. Cummings go as VP to Boaka. That monkey work Babu draw. Do you know who kept the CPP standing? It had been proven and is proven today. Alexander Cummings. Alexander Cummings is the one who promoted the entire CPP in Liberia. And I challenge any damn niggas to tell me say they're not true. So that I can just let her get pissed off. Mr. Cummings was the one who opened all the offices for CPP around the country. When Mr. Ure was chairman for 9 months, he never stepped foot to any other. In fact, he just stopped writing Ganta. I came back. He never went to no counties. When Cummings took over, he spent more time in the counties because you see, you got to strategize. Montserrat is not Liberia. We all going to fight over Montserrat. We have done enough recruiting Montserrat. Let me say this to you, and you can take it anywhere to the way you want to put it. And everybody knows that very well. ANC is not the most popular party, but ANC is the fastest growing political party in Liberia. I will tell you that for free. ANC have registered more people after the election than any political party. In fact, the other party been losing members. For ANC, for CDC, who forget it. Every day they lose members. The only one who joined and the one who thinks they can still get some of the breadcrumbs are the one who try to go there. And they're not even nothing. They're just some people who looking for job. Unity Party, they were dead. Unity Party was dead after 2017. They were so happy to be part of the coalition. Today, they're running around saying that, oh, they remind me about Mark Tyson. Unity Party remind me about Mark Tyson. After Mark Tyson was flogged by Luvenda Holyfield, he think he could come back again to retain his championship. And everywhere he went, they flogged him. That's the problem with UP today. UP believe the popularity that they have 12 years. And what they don't know, the majority of the voters in Liberia are not members of political parties. They are not members of political parties. Let me say this today. And these people are the ones who make the decision. They follow you based on, some of them will follow you because they like you, some will follow you. So if you people think that Mr. Boaka and the UP got 450,000 votes sitting in the Tradefco bank that closed down a long time, you can get it back again. So you acting like Mark Tyson now, you still won't fight. Instead of you staying in this group here to keep yourself alive, after we rehabilitated you back to the society, you say, oh, I can go on my own now. I can go on my own. Please wait, I can go on my own. Then you say, I won't steal your members. We won't steal your members. The bigger talk show host today who is quiet like a kicked dog. Yeah. You won't steal somebody member. He start giving all kinds of story. How the other boy in the yard, his mom poor, he can't eat. Then he won't be eating a friend on the food. Why the other person food can cook, the other person man can cook chicken. Oh, but he says selfishness. Selfish. We said it before. The thing is to break the CPP because they are undercover workers for the CDC, but they're not going to go public. Henry Pedro Costa, I will call his name. You know why I'll call his name? Because the year coming to an end. I have nothing against him, but he would not come up publicly to support CDC. You know what? Because his people, and he will be disappointed, it will be shameful. But don't worry, he can still do that. He can do it. Because just going back, I remember when he was insulting people about George Weah when he came back for the second time. You people are damn stupid people. And President, we are trying to do this. President, we are trying to do that. President, we are. You see, listen, my people, listen. A good leader don't rush into judgment. Or good, don't look at your popularity is good. Don't get me wrong. But use it for a good reason. Use it for a good reason. I was always on the internet. Every time the people attack Mr. Costa, I would say something. I would say something. But I have seen it for myself. I have heard it for myself. Nobody can tell me nothing. So, will I feel good in myself to ever support Henry Costa for a political office? Hell no. No way. I would never. Never belong to God. Today could be my last day. So never belong to God. For what I know and for what someone that you don't know. Because Some of you guys support people based on this stupid friendship, but Liberia is bigger than us. My support for Mr. Cummings got nothing to do with relationship, friendship, counting, nothing. Nothing. I chose him. I went through his blueprint, and I did my own investigation. I checked it. Nobody brought me to Mr. Cummings. 2017, nobody asked me to support Mr. Cummings. I did it on my own. And I will tell you, maybe I don't have right now, I got about 60, but I'm damn happy that a lot of people watch my show, especially in Liberia. People now calling me from Liberia tell me, say, my man, I saw your show. I got people coming from Maryland. I got people coming from Kakata. I got people coming from Nimba County. Somebody will watch it. It don't have to be how many person watching me live. But this is all about Liberia. And I will say this again. And I just saw my friend name. Leave me alone. I am a supporter of Mr. Cummings. My mission is to speak to our people for Mr. Cummings to be the next president. We asking Liberian people to give Mr. Cummings the opportunity. Come well made, go up and come down. Mr. Cummings will be on the ballot. If any party remain in the CPP, will defeat you. Mr. Cummings will defeat the Unity Party with ease. Go to the convention. It's not about bribing. It's not. And if you think that we're going to bribe you, that means that fear, that scare tactics you're trying to play. And let me tell you guys, the ANC supporters, don't let nobody scare you. We all know the strategy that they own. And the last time they say, in fact, the ALP have voted already, but them go here. The last time we heard, they said, oh, ANC and UP going to announce. UP will announce tomorrow that they're leaving. You know, they're doing all this nonsense thinking that Mr. Cummings will get so mad and the ANC will go there and say, you know what, let's call it shot. Listen, just how we put this document together legally, if you want to divorce, you must do it legally. Go to court. Go to court. Read my lips. Go to court. We will live by this document. We spend time on this document. We spend all our resources on the CPP just to keep the CPP alive. You can leave and leave the name behind because you know what? We work for the CPP. You can go as an individual. It is your constitution. You have the right to associate and disassociate. We're not talking about your organization. Forget it. UP, ALP will participate after 2023. And then you're free to go. Because that's when the CPP document will be over. And when you look in that same document, they say it is possibility they can negotiate to merge for the full party to come together. So, and guys, y'all please go back and listen when Bernard Ure said, this CPP hold us responsible if any one of us try to break it up. That's it. Hold responsible. So today, the games catch up with them. They catch up with them. The games they were playing. The games they were playing, thinking that they were going to trap Mr. Cummings. But you know they forgot? They say when you're walking on the road, don't shit on the road that you're always passing by because you want to come back. Don't cut the bridge behind you. Don't do it. When you go in the bush to pick your medicine, the one you're bending down to that somebody own. So all they taught Mr. Cummings, he's nobody, and this and that to show that Mr. Cummings have proven himself to be a patriot. And somebody must bring that change to Liberia, who is Mr. Cummings. It is time that Liberians stand up for what they believe in. Stand up, protect the paper that you sign. That's supposed to, the Constitution, Code of Conduct, stand by it. The only way the documents in Liberia will work, or the only way things will change in Liberia, unless we got a good president. The executive has power to do a lot of changes. Look, the senators, the representatives, they are just nothing but a bunch of corrupt people because the president coming down is corrupt. If the president refused to pay the salary, there is nothing they can do. But because the executive is corrupt, so the house is corrupt. Nobody's saying that it's going to be clean, it's going to be all glory if Mr. Cummings president. No. Today you listen to my gay on Spoon. Well, I gave the government 80, and we want to talk to Liberian people. They should tie the belt. They should be able to sacrifice because there will be some hard choices. Oh, yes, Maggie can say that. Ask yourself the question, sedition. Don't blame yourself, but you should understand who is Maggie. I want you to look at Maggie 4 years back, and I want you to compare his salary and his little small benefits with what he have, what he has now. What he have now. Got a mansion, got the best cars, sending people abroad, paying this for girlfriend. Is that his salary? No, it's not. So the corruption is clear. Even if he took loan, and in fact, he didn't take no loan. No bank in Liberia or no bank around the world will just give you a loan because you government officials. You know what I'm saying? In Liberia, especially, like the representative, they got a stable job. They got a stable job. But my people, we're in a serious mess. After George Weah turned, our biggest problem in Liberia will be sedition. It will be the sedition who just continue to sing. They stay singing. Some of them have been singing for 4 years. The die-hard ones, the good ones, they're gone. The ones who worry about the future, they're out. They might say, oh, we sedition, but they know what they're going to do next when they get in that voting booth. They know. They know what they're going to do next. But the ones that who you see singing, they will be looking just like the child soldier after Charles Taylor. That just what's going to happen to Liberia after George Weah leave. You think, President, we are concerned about our young people? If anybody concerned about young people, the first thing after elections, you make sure that they all try to do something or to continue to encourage them. These are the people that, Mr. President, we actually are concentrating on. Nobody say give them money. No. Nobody say so. By this time, some of them in different institutions getting ready to graduate from the mechanic school and different schools. But you think, President, we are hard time? No. Instead, they try to enrich themselves quick because they say Liberian people easy to deal with. You steal now, tomorrow when you start doing all the good things, Liberian men forget about you. Yeah, they know that they all fight. So let's eat right now. Because tomorrow, when we start getting money, I can tell you today, if President we are get $1 billion, what he would do for Liberia, I know he will do it. You know why? Because he finished eating. He will try to do everything to convince you, but Liberians, don't be stupid. Liberians, open your eyes. Today, neck, President will replace Deviator Brown. It's a tenure position, but guess what? Through the court, because the CDC government believed that Deviator Brown never did her work. She was supposed to change some of the results. But I get a message here for you, Liberia. Don't be afraid. And Mr. President, to be frank with you, no matter who you appoint as election commission, they can be the most corrupt individual in Liberia. When they get that position, the attitude will change. This is not Samuel Doe time where Emma Hammer gave it because military put oil around. The election commissioner job, maybe the person might not get no family in Liberia. Maybe that person get no family at all. They just only one man. Because if they steal the election, you don't know what's going to happen, Mr. President. Nobody prepared to do the dirty work, and you yourself not prepared. You're not going to steal election. President Weah will not steal election. People will talk to President Weah to steal the election, but he will understand. He understand if the blood of Liberians share in that country after election for stealing and whatsoever, you know you're going to be on the head of President Weah. He knows very well. President Weah will not steal election in Liberia. When he lose the election, he will walk out. So I'm not worried about it. They want to cheat. It is possible that they will cheat, but if they're going to cheat, the margin will be very slow, small. That will give them a cause to cheat. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised this coming election. This election will full of surprises. It is possible that a new man can be a president of Liberia. It's possible if they work hard. It's possible that we can get a new leader apart from Mr. Cummings and the Ibwaka and whosoever if they work hard. I will be honest with you. It is possible that President Weah cannot even get in the second round. It is possible. It is possible that Mr. Ibwaka cannot even reach the second round. It is possible that ANC will not do, if we don't do our homework, we will not get in our rounds. But some people believe that they're entitled to it and they think that 2017 will repeat itself. And at the same time, Congress for Democratic Change, not Coalition for Democratic Change, Congress for Democratic Change believe that for what happened is CPP giving them victory, they lie. You are a big black liar and you living in denial and you acting like the same UP people. You fail to realize that the victory of George Weah was not given, it was not done by only Congress for Democratic Change. 24% of the extra voters came from oppositions. But when you talk over, you shut every one of their aside. You only speak to seditions, and that's it. Today, President, when he said, oh, you know, and I will tell you the real truth, and because President, we are not on the ballot, shut up. Shut up. President Weah walked into District 9 and held the hands of the late Muna Peno. She defeated Jion Ranoff. President Weah came into Monserrato. He held the hand of Geraldine Doe. She won. When Akara Gray was facing his worst time and whatsoever, he went and begged the people to that Jopata market. He stood up there and said, yo, please vote for Akara Gray, the one that nobody wanted. And they voted for him. Today, no hands have ever been raised by President Weah, and they even won. In bombing, they're kicking out. Grand Bassa County, forget it. In Monserrato, he will not run in Monserrato because President Weah knows Monserrato about tier. They will boo him. Okay, let's just give an example. The last election, they run off. Only people that don't have sense say, oh yes, CPP win nothing. Who told you independent was supported by George Weah? The first thing, Sam Brown from NPP, he was with the CPP, the COC, and this CDC. And what happened? CDC pushed him on the bus. So he considered himself as NPP, but he had to go what? Independent. He was not supported by CDC. He was not given no money. But what happened? They defeated, Sam Brown defeated Prince Johnson and George Weah. Send a message to President Weah, say Nima County is not easy. Send a message to Prince Johnson, say your days coming to an end. In Grand Jida County, where they say President Weah now that he can close the eye and win. Yeah, he could win Grand Jida. But that was the biggest district. Peno, Harrison Peno, who was so popular in Grand Nigeria, went there to campaign, blah, blah, blah. Or Sedition, who they threw under the bus. But he was not supported by Sedition. He was supported by his friends and other people in America, financially and whatsoever. He won. They both sent a message to President Weah. In Banga, they went and spent 50 million Liberian dollars, gave scholarship and do that. The vice president all over the place. Independent won. Independent and opposition. Maybe you don't get it straight yet. Eh. So the problem in CPP is not nothing for you to be happy about, because you got a bigger problem yourself. You got a bigger problem. Tyler is not happy. NPP is not happy. You got a problem. So in the CPP, we try to come together to work it up. If it don't work out, fine. But one thing we know, I can speak for myself and I can defend my political leader, that he stand by what he say. Talk and do is not about giving money to say, oh, I will build your schools and I give the money to you. No. Talk and do. When Mr. Cummings said that, when he said, I will go up the hill, we will go up the hill. He stand by whatever in that paper, that little small pamphlet. They want to go, they can go. But go through the process. Why you want to leave? We have not heard it from Mr. Bwaka. We have not heard it from Ure. We have not heard it. But yes, we heard it from all his surrogates. Nobody in the ANC talk about leaving. No. So we will stay there. And another thing, y'all heard about Mr. Ure and y'all heard about Mr. Bwaka and Mr. Cummings was in Ghana. Listen, UP guys, everybody desperate to be president. Our desperation, because I supported Mr. Cummings, is because of good health, infrastructure, agriculture. We want Liberia to come up. We want Liberia to be recognized once more in the world. We want that every Liberian will have an opportunity when they go to a hospital to be treated. We want a good schools for our children. That is why we are desperate. But you guys, the desperation and fear and sending lies. Oh, Mr. Cummings carried Mr. Bwaka to Ghana to bribe him. And listen, even if Mr. Cummings took Mr. Bwaka there to negotiate and say, get off the race, it's not illegal. But two, we will not do it because you know what? Mr. Cummings is not running for president to steal Liberian money. Two, why can't you ask Mr. Bwaka what's the trip was all about? You already won't know. You people, you will not hear shit. Ask Mr. Bwaka or talk to when he said Jake Kabakoli. How was the trip? Don't just be assuming they say, did not say, they say. Oh, Allen Ware was there. Allen Ware, oh, in fact, Mr. Bwaka throw Allen Ware also. Where Allen Ware, where he was, where? You ask Mr. Bwaka. Ask Mr. Bwaka what happened in English. And you need to be concerned why Mr. Bwaka took his son and his two nephews at the meeting and left Unity Party up. You ask yourself that question. But you all on social media because you want to hear from us. We're not telling you. It's not nothing for us to worry about. It's not nothing for us to worry about. And let me say this. Mr. Cummings will not even go as VP to Mr. Bwaka. You know what? God forbid when something happened to Mr. Bwaka, you will put on Mr. Cummings. That Yombly and Dillon who want to be vice because they think the papi will die. Let us say it straight. Wicked people, wicked, greedy politician. I got some info. I don't know if it's 100% correct that Yombly, Dillon, and Zago have been expelled from the Liberty Party. That's the information I got today. Unconfirmed. It's an unconfirmed report. When I got it this afternoon, maybe Ability will announce it, or maybe it's in the making. But somebody called and said, let me see if I get if this ball. So I don't know if they expel her now. What will happen, my people? If they expel her, what's going to happen? She's still going to be. She's going to be what? Independent Liberty Party. And guess what? Liberty Party, 80%. We got 15 counties in Liberia. Out of the 15 counties, 11 counties chairman, the executive committee endorsed ANC. It was not Mr. Ability. It is our right. It is their right to endorse. You know what I'm saying? They endorse us because of they believe in Mr. Cummings' leadership. They believe that Mr. Cummings is the best man to go against President Weah. How can President Weah campaign? That Liberians don't let nobody fool you. But I believe in Liberians, and I speak to Liberians all the time. When you hear people say, "Oh, that the old man," everybody, that's a lie. Who in Liberia will not know who's the vice president? But let me give you the new song in Liberia. You know, 2017, they say, they Mr. Cummings, man, I bow, but he just coming. Now, you know what they post in Liberia? Yeah, the papi are going to be good, but the papi too old. That a new song. The papi good, but the papi old. The papi good, the papi not too strong. The papi good, the papi not too strong. The papi good, but the papi not correct. And you say, Mr. Cummings, oh, this, but Mr. Cummings just coming. Now the one that are going to catch you too. Yeah, the papi, we wish the papi were, yeah. Yeah, let the papi go, Mr. Cummings. Let Mr. Cummings and the papi go together. But yeah, the papi too old. Tanamio, that it. I hear it, I want to hear from the common people. Me, I'm a common man. And I'm nobody. That's why I try to get my information from the common people. From the common people. Yeah. So, oh, the papi this, the papi that, but you know, the papi not too strong. Yeah. Eh? The papi not correct. The papi sick. We all know that. We know that. That is why Yombly and Dillon trying to do all the things. Now they say that Grand Bassa County that Liberty Party. I bet you will carry Musa ability to Grand Bassa County. He will whip Yombly in Grand Bassa County because her winning in Grand. Look, you know, listen. Don't blame yourself. I'm not going to blame myself for Dillon failure. Taking the cow to the river and the cow refused to drink, or the cow start doing different things, that the cow responsibility. My responsibility is to take that cow there. Yeah. He still got some truth in him, but he think, you know, Dillon is like the politician then who can steal, but they try to do the right thing, but they still stealing. They get one who can pretend. Just a cat, they eat poo, they don't eat poo. You understand? Hit one man because you have never ever seen a truthful politician in your life in Liberia. I don't know what Daniel Cass said. I know about Mr. Cummings. You have never ever seen a truthful politician. He's a technocrat. He's not just an ordinary politician's lad. I call it that politrick. Politrick. They don't want to look at you and say, we will put street in the water under the river. We'll put a street there. They don't want to tell you, say, I will do this for you. I will do this. Instead of saying we, they can't tell you the truth. Listen, I'd rather lose graciously with Mr. Cummings than to win with corrupt people that are going to damage our country again. Liberians voted for change, and they will continue to vote for change. Unity Party, you cannot be Mark Taxi. Matt Tyson have tried to win a championship. No way. That the same thing. Liberians will not give Unity Party state power. Unity Party can remain in the CPP for rehabilitation. There will be change. They will bring good people on, but not Mr. Boakan. We don't have two parties in Liberia. You were there for 12 years. You chase a black car. They say the car black jelly this. They saw hot. You don't find a car that in there you find it. You got all the ideas. You don't do it correct. Mr. Boakan could not even convince Madam Salif to pave the road going to Lofa County as a VP. It will not happen with me. No way. I will tell you, Madam President, after 12 years, what you expect to tell people in Lofa County? You won't tell me President Boakan, Ambassador Boakan, Vice President Boakan could not harass or tell Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, say, Madam President, I need the road going to Lofa County paved before we leave office 12 years. But instead, no. Mr. Boakan came to Lofa, he went to Bommy Hills and opened the 2 farms in Bommy Hills. Yeah. Then you say Mr. Boakan, a leader. It has proven CPP is crawling, crumbling. You saw the World Trade Center coming down. The has CPP is going down. The good thing is that CPP has a foundation that they can fall. They will remain standing, and the other people who want to leave can leave. Let Mr. Boakan say it. Let Mr. Boakan be the man and come and say, we're going to leave. They think that by then jumping, oh, who will leave? Who will? You don't remember the Nigerian people, Nigerian people get beat up. They think you coming forward for nothing. Leave now. You won't leave. Every day you're leaving. Every day you're leaving. Every day you're leaving. Every day you're leaving. You can go. You can go. Okay, let me take a shot. Let us go through the comments here. And Rebecca, how are you, ma? ABC all the way. It's very low. Okay, I think you can hear me now. Let me see. Okay, let's watch here. What can I corny business year again? Lazarus. I see why you get Lazarus Douglas. Damn. Lazarus. Okay. What kind of corny business here again? Good. I'm corning you. You remain in a position where people will corn you all the time because you think you are being corned all the time. We're done with Spider's story every day. You see, Liberians, how you think is what's going to happen to you. So you will always remain in that state of mind because you think other people fooling you. So, but the good thing is that when you leave this show, you will understand. But it's so bad that some of people don't even know what is going in Liberia. Period. Yeah. President Alexander becoming 2023. Thank you, Kim. Emmanuel Colley, because of jealousy, Liberians don't like good people. This man can change Liberia if we give him the opportunity. You are 100% right. We can do it together. Yes, as a Liberian. Moses, what's up, Stevie, my man? I done the light of this new page. You doing the show from what can I do to get the airline? But you read Moses. I think you and listen, Moses. Go back to go. That I think that's the. I think that is the problem. When I go on Facebook direct, I see more viewers. But when listen, you are right, Moses. I think I need to go back because it's usually on my Facebook page, and right now it's on YouTube. And I decided to start using my software. And let me see. Yeah, but anyway, you got it, Moses. So, but Moses, At the end of the show, maybe it will tell you to for a light or something. But I don't know why you don't. I think I gotta go back on my settings and see what's going on with my page, because it actually supposed to give a light. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's see what Kofa said. Hey, what's up, Kofa? How's everything? Hi, Munel. Hi, Magdalene. How's everything? Magdalene, Mayung, Mayunga. FYI, I know what it is. Watching from where? Samsung. And that easy. Some of the names said that easy. Where is JMB? Somewhere sleeping. Oh, the papa somewhere. We can hear nothing from the omen. I see why the post says CPP dead. The omen are saying nothing. The omen are doing nothing. CPP just dead sitting that area. It's sad. Power not good for poor people. If you want to know man is real, give him power or money. You're right, my brother. That's truth. Moses Zeblah only completed till a term. Therefore, he cannot be. You see, Musa Kamara. So it's so shameful, Musa. Musa. The guy who, let me just give you example because you guys are dumb. Who told you when you end a president term, you are not president? He's a president, dummy. I hate stupidness. Let me give you example, and I will tell you when John F. Kennedy died, the guy who took over the vice president was the other. Oh, Jesus Christ. Damn. Oh, I can't believe. Don't you know that Moses Blah was the 23rd president of Liberia? He was installed, he was sworn in as president of Liberia, not even to end the term. He was sworn in as president. Go look in your history. Can't talk about to end Mr. Taylor term. Tell me. Stupidity at its highest. You better go read history. These are the kind of people there. Look how you make yourself a little small here. Look how you make yourself a little small. Let me show you one example. Who told you when you end a president term, when the president die or they impeach the president, you think who the next president? You are president. President. It's just that Mr. Taylor was not going to contest again. So they gave Mr. Blah, Mr. Taylor regime was getting out. The international community, but look on history. History will tell you that Mr. Blah was the 23rd president, not Ellen Johnson. Joshua is the 25th president. Even a white man, because you will never hear from your own blood. The white people, you listen to BBC, you listen to CNN, you listen to all the foreign journalists. They say, President, we are 25th president of Liberia. You think they put dummy like us? Dummy? Because Ellen Johnson tried to just get rid of certain things in Liberia that are not supposed to come her way. And every bunch of stupid people sit there. They sat there and allowed it to happen. Just as she started appointing, when Chancellor started appointing mayor, she can't start doing the same thing. And they know mayor was an elected position. But nobody said nothing about it. Can't Mose Blah was never, he's not on the list. Who told you that? The white man can't tell you a different thing again. Eh? Local, just Google alone. Just Google alone, just telling you, say, Overall, 25 individuals have been served as president, including Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the first elected female head of state in Africa on January 22nd, then including George Weah, who was just sworn in. Look at web. You just go there, you go there and say, how many president, how many Liberians have served as president in Liberia? President. Amos Sawyer's name is not part of it because Amos Sawyer was not a president. But they just tell you overall, 25 individuals have served as president, including the one that was just sworn in, George Mane Weah. Then Moses Musa Kamara. You're Liberian and you don't know your Liberian history. You don't know that if a president dies or retire or impinge and the next man that come in, he is the other president, the other number. And let me educate you a little bit again. When President Kennedy was assassinated, his vice president, Lyndon John B. Johnson, became the 36th president of the United States. When they killed him, when he left, when he was assassinated, they installed, he was inaugurated at the airport right there, and he did everything with Jackie on his side, the former first lady. He now, according to history, the 36th, because JF Kennedy was the 35th president of the United States, and he became the 36th. Please do not, I said something today on my post. People who react or who try to say something, please, man, don't do that again, Musa. Don't do it. That kind of common little thing and rather get to me and tell me up as if nobody know. Yeah. Yeah, there you see the count is right. What make it right? How you say it right? Unless you want to say Joseph Jingy Rao president only one term. After he served his 2 term. When you serve 2 term, they don't consider you as first and second. After Joseph Jingy Rabo's left, he came right back and served the 2-week party. You know that? You know that? After an E.J. Raw were killed? You know that? Emmanuel Colley, not jealousy, but greed. Yeah. Rose Russell. You are a liar. That's all you gotta say. Me, I immune to it. You are a liar. Okay, but your ass will sit on my show, the internet I can use anywhere. The year coming to an end. At least you get a New Year gift from me. And let me see. He got picture on his. He got pictures of people that don't have pictures on the profile pages. Sometimes 90% of them are not. They are not real people. They are cowards. Or put some kind of writing for people to know. Some people put a wording to say yes, and they put some quotes. But if you can put your own picture and leave it blank, then who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Belly, belly, belly or belly. The G is silent. Some of them are fake post. Yeah, do you? Fake. They're not even existing. Did you put our name on it? My brother, let me see. The name is not registered. You are sounding so stupid, my friend. Yeah, I tell you, the name not registered. The name is not registered. He got the name there, but that someone name he using is a fake page. Only cowards do that. GBELLAYKPIN Yep. You're not on the list of Facebook, my brother. At least nobody know you can go ahead and cuss. But it's so good when you curse like that and nobody know you. At least you stay yourself. You watching me whole day today. Cursing. Let me see. You guys fuck ass. Jesus Christ. Only cowards do that, my brother. Let me keep you up here. You just using somebody's name. It's shameful because that's a that's a fake page. Two things. The particular person now sedition. The particular person supporting Joseph Boaga or Ure or Dillon. But you're a coward. You're a coward. My brother, you're a coward. You will remain like that. Uh, you see, I like my phone. This is my phone. If your damn page is fake, you're using somebody's name, I won't be able to even get you. Uh, Cummings should have agreed to go second to the old man, but you guys did not push him well. CPP is no more, so let's see who has the grip on the Liberian people. Philip Bala, your brain is too small to even make a case. How in the world you expect me to tell Mr. Cummings to go as second to Mr. Boakai when Mr. Boakai is not even fit to be president of Liberia? And two, Mr. Boakai is not even a leader. I thought, to show that what we've been saying is truth, he had just proven it on the CPP. He can't even maintain the CPP. How will he be able to maintain Liberia? Don't worry, Philip Bala. Philip Bala, don't worry. Mr. Cummings, don't let somebody who able to be president like you guys. Look, if the Liberian Post said they don't want Mr. Cummings will sit down. Nothing going to happen to him. Nothing will even change his life. You understand? Nothing. Nothing. I tell you, Bala, you try to bring tribal politics, you try to bring county politics. That is why Liberia is not going nowhere. That is why Liberia is not going nowhere. What I expect you to do, even if you supporting Mr. Boakai because you from Lofa County, just say, listen, insist that you supporting Mr. Boakai to be president of Liberia. Don't tell me Mr. Cummings supposed to go as VP. Why Mr. Boakai can't go as VP? Mr. Boakai has not won election in Liberia one day on his own. Mr. Boakai, VP do not run for office. You guys, how many times we teach you all these small little things that I don't know? And you make yourself look that kind of way, man. Thank God you can see far ahead. I hope You will see far ahead to tell us who will win. Come to the Philip Blada, your brain, I told you again, I say your brain is very small for big ideas. How in the world for me to tell you to know who will win? I know who are supporting and I expect the person to win. If the person don't win, so be it. Why in the world you expect me to tell you who going to win? I'm telling you who I'm supporting and I want them to win. But the fact is that I prepare to either, if I win, I'm happy. If I lose, I will still be happy because you know what? I'm not going to go with no corrupt people. So I see better than you. I got better vision than you. I got better wisdom than you, my brother. So don't tell me I should see far ahead. You guys are dumb. Bala, the CPP was not formed to make Bwaka president because all of them are dumb. The thing Lofa County are Liberia. Equally so, it was not formed to make. Look at, you see how dumb you are, Bala, again. You see how dumb. Nobody within the ANC tells you that CPP was formed because of Mr. Bwaka. You are the one who think you have entitlement. You're entitled to leadership in Liberia because he was there for 12 years VP. You know what? Let me look at your name. I will block you from my page because I hate people. Certain people, I'm not here to convince them. Let me give you my New Year treat. Certain people, I can't convince you because I convince people who make good statements. People who say, I'm supporting Mr. Bwaka for president, Bwaka for president. But when you're giving up stupid ideas that people not talked about, and you still bringing it up, you must say, need not to be friends. Because I'm not here to convince you. I'm not here to make you feel that you must say going to go down that road. I'm not here to convince certain people. No. Picture de Philip Bala. And you see, you requested for friendship. I will not give you my friendship because you know what? All your posts, they make no sense. Things that we finish passing by. Mr. Cummings not going as VP. Mr. Bwaka want to run. Even if you want to be earnest, say that you supporting Mr. Bwaka. But you're sitting there, you're fool Mr. Cummings and this and that and blah, 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 blah. Eh? You live in Pennsylvania. You're not a voter. I will delete you. I don't need your friendship. Yeah, yeah. That's it. That you requested for friendship. I never request. And in fact, I'll block you from my page. I'm not here to convince you. You guys then with your loafer business, I can't stand it. Seriously. That's the fact. You more than black American. Boga cannot run CP, but he was free, bro. Yeah. Yes, CP, they're crumbling under his leadership. Under his leadership or CPP just there. Oh, let me see. Something here. Okay. How many people in can afford data to watch a 2 hour show? But how stupid you are. I feel black you said so all I think you talking for nothing. The president never do that. I don't know. Rose. uh, I love these people. They come on your post, on your page, instead of them saying something good, all they do, they come with insults, they come with comments. You know, it make no sense. They only show how sometimes the guys are just, you're right. Say that you're right. Oh boy, another one again. Another person again. Who told you when they tell you, say, Mr. Who told you Joseph Jenkins Roberts served two term, like first term, second term? Who told you that? How in the world you don't even know your own damn history? Joseph Jenkins Roberts was the first president of Liberia. After he left, Stephen Ali Benson came and other president. Then Joseph Jenkins Roberts came back again after E.J. Rod, dummy. Damn. How many times we should teach you the thing here? This is not no rocket scientist. Your own history, you don't know it. Who told you that when you serve two terms, then they consider you as one or two? Ellen Johnson been the 22nd president of, I'm sorry, 23rd, 24th president of Liberia. She served two terms. Whether she served two terms, she stayed 24th. If she leaves, okay, let me just cut it short for you. Maybe you don't know. Let me put it this way. Donald Trump was the 44th president of Liberia. If Donald Trump come back again after Joe Biden, Donald Trump will be the 47th president of Liberia. 44? No, I'm sorry, 45th president. 46. Yes. After Joe Biden, when Donald Trump come back, just in case which he will never come back, then he will be the other president. So don't say that because Joseph Jiggy Rawa served two different terms, so he become the candidate. You don't know that. You don't know. Damn. You think Joseph Jiggy Rawa the only person that served two times, two times a different term. He served two different times. The last one he never served two terms. He just served a term. Yeah, Japa, sometimes you need to let the people, let them give that. The fact is that it is a right of anybody to support who you want to support. If you come on my show, you're supporting Mr. Boaka, you can say what you want to say. Just say, I'm supporting Mr. Boaka. Don't insult me and don't make some stupid comment that it looks stupid. It makes no sense. We stay behind the same thing here. Yeah, you're the one supposed to make the case for Mr. Boak, for Mr. You, and this man to go as VP. Look at you. Yeah, 47, man. 47. Yep, 47. Yeah. So all kinds of strange name on Facebook. What one is again? This one is on YouTube. Yeah, these are some of the names that you don't even know. Okay. Okay, this name here is from it's from YouTube. That's the YouTube sign you see over there. That's the YouTube sign. Maybe the person follow me on YouTube. I don't even know where they. I don't have a lot of people on YouTube, but if you want to watch me later on, you can go to YouTube and yep, Ambassador Alan Mitchell. Okay, guys. I know some people don't know who Cummings is. Some people don't understand who Mr. Cummings is and where he from, where he started from, what he have done in life. I'm about to close the show, so I will show the video of Mr. Cummings. And in fact, let me just show you one of George Weah and when he was running for senator.
To heat up. The ban on public gatherings is still.
Country will move forward is through our democratic means. And anxious to know because be mute a little bit because we have our legislators, we have our lawyers, and I've already filed much because we have our legislators, we have our lawyers, and I've already filed pursuing this case. So we want to be mute a little bit and listen to what the outcome. But I think the people are anxious to know because if the country will move forward, it's through our democratic means and no other means.
There's a more serious issue here, and it's about intimidation.
So all of those scare tactics, going on my private property and trying to intimidate children, all these are all scare tactics. But I know that it's just a joke, and I'm not afraid of anybody. But again, what we demand is a transparent and a free and a fair and a democratic process.
There's no question here that the government is in for a bit of a fight for those 15 senatorial positions. And if George Weah has his way, he'll probably have one of those senatorial posts. I'm Angelo Coppola for CCTV in 12th Street, Monrovia.
Yeah, this was just an old clip for George Weah when he was running for senator, and he was Ambassador George Manuel Weah at the time running for senator. You know, but today he's the president of Liberia. Hey, Robert, what's up, man? Yeah, what's up, man? No, some of these guys they entitled their opinion, but sometimes they will come in directly because what made me piss off with that guy, he said people like you never make the case for Mr. Cummings to go as vice president. Why the hell you would even say that? Somebody who want to run for president, he said we should make the case for vice president, and the other dude who are coming up cussing. So you know something. I'm all when I come into an end, I try to read the comments, but I'm done already. What's up, my brother? How's everything? How's everybody doing there? I'm done for the day. So you've been watching me a long time, but thanks for your comment, my brother. You're right. Sometimes we ain't know that, but some of them, like they feel it balaga. He when I text me to make friend with me, I turn him down. So, okay, guys, if I don't talk to you again, I wish you guys a happy new year, but hopefully I might come on maybe tomorrow, which is today, or maybe and New Year's Eve. So, guys, everyone who's up here watching me, please find somewhere to worship on New Year's Eve. Let New Year's meet you in a better place, and be very careful out there. Try to resist the temptation. There will be a lot of people who will try to tell you things, and there will be a lot of people who will try to provoke you. Resist the devil. Resist the devil. And, please resist the devil. Some of us we have come across a lot of people who, for no reason, sometimes our accents, who work in places where we come across all kinds of people. So, Robert, in fact, I need to ship you one of these complimentary t-shirts. This is a general t-shirt. I need to ship one to you. So inbox me your address so I can send you one. And I think I got about 5 more, if I'm not mistaken. But inbox me your address, my brother, so I can put it in the mail for you. Yes. So like your New Year gift, or you can give it to the first lady too. Huh? But I only want to send it for you. Yes, my brother, I will. You know me, I love for people to take advice from people. Sometimes these guys, they entitled, as I said, they entitled to their views, but they really get to your nerve, man. For the other guy who's saying that, Musa Kamara, about, you don't know that when you replace or sit or elected president, you continue his term, but you into the next group. Like when they killed JF Kennedy, when JF Kennedy was assassinated, he was the 35th president. His vice president became the 36th president of America. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy yourself. I'm going to take a rest. I'm off today. That's why you see I'm on by this time. I'm off today. And tomorrow morning, get up. And what else to do? Go and do smaller things somewhere else. Okay. That's it. But let me leave you with Mr. Cummings, and you can decide for yourself. This is the guy who running to be president of Liberia. Listen to people talking about him, listen to his achievement, but it's not about his personal self. It's not because he achieved a lot, so he must be president. It's not about he must, but he asking Liberian people to give him the opportunity. Give him the opportunity to lead us. He the only candidate. He has gone over 200 interviews. The only man who's speaking on the economy, on the security, on health, on everything. This man have a clean platform, and he's still building on it. And go back and listen to his old messages. You know how consistent. He's consistent. He's everything that this man said yesterday, he's saying it today, or he even improved on it. He's not saying that everything will be all smooth when he's president, but we can make Liberia a better place. We can fight corruption. Yeah, only a man with clean hands can fight corruption. You know, here they say corrupt people fight corruption. No, no, no. So I don't know if anybody got the information that they say Yombly and Delon and Zago has been expelled from Liberty Party. And I'm still looking, but anyway, it's not confirmed, but that's the info. Maybe tomorrow will come up, or it'll come up tonight. So I don't know what we're gonna do now. We'll have to remove her from the CPP, or she's going to join United Party. Dylan is going to join United Party. uh, so if they expel Dylan, Then who Dillon representing? Who Yombly representing? The people of Nima Grand Basel, which are the party? Which are the party? So she going independent? Or how they gonna anyway? I pray that things work out for them. It's not us. Yeah. So don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on YouTube, TGN TV, and also you can follow me on Twitter. Right now, it's live on Twitter. So if you have a Twitter account and you're friends with me, you will watch this video on Twitter. And also just share it with your friends, please. Share it, share it, share it. That's all we can do. Our faces are out there already. There are a lot of Liberians who talking. There are a lot of Liberians who doing what they need to do. We're not doing it just for popularity's sake, but at least we need something. We need good, we mean good for Liberia. And we want good leaders. We're looking for good leaders, please. So the decision is yours. Don't just sit there and think that it will come overnight. Yeah, please. Like our president, people say that president, we are going to win again. I really want to see it. I don't know how he's going to win again. And Deviata Brown, who is the election commissioner, they might be replacing her soon. It's easy because she'll be charged for corruption. Yeah, she'll be charged for corruption. You know, they had a scandal. And in fact, it will be more than one election commissioner that they're going to go after. But ask yourself the question. The GAC had came out with so many reports on people, but they are not taking no action. So this government pick and choose. So Deviata Brown have failed the George Weah government. She was supposed to deliver certain things. She was supposed to veto some of the victory for oppositions or independent, which she refused. But how can she, how they expect her to do it? You don't joke with people election in that country, President Weah. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mr. President. Nobody going to play that dirty games for you. Nobody going to do it. Nobody will play any dirty thing for you yet. Huh. If you want to go John Charles Taylor, you tell us so. So I think you're doing that. Okay, let me click on this.
It's about leadership in Africa. And until Africans demand the sort of leadership they need to fix their problems, we will have the continuous issues you suggest.
Long before becoming the head of a major political party, Alexander B. Cummings was making history in the corporate world as the first Liberian to run a major section of Coca-Cola, a Fortune 500 company.
First thing I can tell you about him is he has a big heart. He loves his Liberian people, and he always loved Liberian people in his country, always. He's a giving person. He likes to give people the benefit of the doubt. He'll trust you first until you prove otherwise.
I ran the Coke business in Nigeria. I was business unit president for about half of Africa. And then for almost 7 years, I ran the entire Africa group for the Coca-Cola company.
Born in 1956 at the old government hospital in Monrovia, Alex, the third of 4 children and the only son, he would attend elementary school at Demonstration and high school at the College of West Africa.
Alex and myself, we became friends in 1971. That's about 45 years ago. We met in the 10th grade, and we just became fast friends.
I love music. If people want to know, I actually like to dance. It surprises people that I do. And actually, I think I'm a pretty good dancer, by the way.
He's a good dancer. Yes. But so am I.
Don't let nobody stop you from having yourself a ball.
I
remember there was a song that was called Mr. Big Stuff. Who do you think you are, Mr. Big Stuff? And that was a song that he used to like a lot.
Alex probably started to dance. I know this even today when he likes a record, he sings it. You know, when he's singing it, he's dancing it. You can hear him humming the songs, you know.
And one characteristic of Alex was he could snap his finger. I mean, he would snap his finger while he's dancing. You could hear it all over the place.
I have a great sense of humor. Again, that's not always obvious, but I like to have fun.
When he lets his hair down, he loves jokes. He's a dry sense of humor, but it's funny to him, which is okay. But yeah, I mean, he's just like everybody else. He loves to dance. He loves being around people and entertaining and letting his hair down. So, yeah.
As a child growing up in Liberia, I had a few memorable moments. I always enjoyed playing football. Again, as I said, it's not something I played very well, but I played with a lot of enthusiasm, and so I'm still a big fan of football.
By 1980, Alex Cummings returned to the United States to continue his education. He attended Clark Atlanta University, where he earned a degree in business. There, Alex Cummings also met his wife, Teresa.
I was coming from class at Atlanta University one day, and this young lady yelled across Spelman's campus as I'm walking on and said, "Teresa, come and meet your future husband." And I was like, who is this guy and why is she embarrassing me on campus like this? But I went up and I met him and I said, "How do you do?" He had just come over from Liberia to pursue his master's in business.
It was always the plan to go home after undergrad school, work for a few years, get some real life practical experience, and then come back to graduate school. So that was not because of the coup necessarily, or because I wanted to go back and get an advanced degree.
And so we started dating, and by 1982 we got married.
I met Teresa after they had gotten married. After they had gotten married, he brought her to New York, and we all went out to eat in the village, in Greenwich Village.
After graduate school, Alex accepted a role at the Pillsbury Company. There he quickly moved up the corporate ladder.
We moved to Minneapolis, where at the time I was pregnant with my daughter, Ayo, the eldest. She was born in Minneapolis. He worked for the Pillsbury Company at the time. We were there for 2 years. Then we moved to Allentown, Pennsylvania, where I was again then pregnant with my son, Boy Kai. Then we moved to New Jersey, a little small town called Hopatcong, New Jersey. At the time, he was working for Haagen-Dazs. And then he moved back with the Pillsbury Company back to Minneapolis 3 years later. We were in Minneapolis then from 1987 to 1997. 1997, he received a call from a headhunter who was interested in recruiting him for the Coca-Cola Company.
And then I joined the Coca-Cola Company, where I lived and worked in Nigeria, ran our business in Nigeria very successfully. Moved to Nairobi, Kenya, where I ran half of Africa for Coca-Cola from Kenya, did that very successfully. And then I moved to Morocco, running a different half of Africa, and then ultimately to London, where I ran all of Africa for the Coca-Cola Company from London for almost 6 years. Moved our group offices to Johannesburg, and so I lived in South Africa running the group from there. And then my last job at Coca-Cola had global responsibility for most of the company, most of the functions.
From class president to Coca-Cola CAO, head of Africa, Alex Cummings has now turned his attention to a difficult task, politics.
And I asked him, I said, why are you doing this? He said, "Robert, everything that I am today, it's Liberia that made me to be what I am today. So I have this deep desire to give back." So then I asked him, "But why necessarily looking at the top position?" He said, "Because that is the most impactful way that you can make a change. He wants to change the paradigm, do a paradigm shift in Liberia thinking.
Is seeking the presidency the only way to change the lives of Liberians? No. Is it the most impactful way to do it? Yes. If you want to impact all 4.2 million Liberians, that office is the best way to do it.
Alex will create the atmosphere, knowing Alex and knowing the good intention Alex has, knowing the person Alex is. He will create the atmosphere that will provide opportunities for that market woman, for her to be able to do her business, to provide micro loans for her if she needs it, to be able to expand her business, and for her to be able to support her family.
He said to me, he said, Robert, I'm doing this because I think I can make a difference for Liberia. If I'm not successful, I'm just gonna roll up my sleeves and be of help to our country. So it is not like this is an ambition that if he doesn't get, he's gonna stop loving his country.
He does a lot behind the scenes. Doesn't have to necessarily get accolades for it. He doesn't mind that, just so it gets done. So that's the kind of person he is.
I'm optimistic about the Liberian people. I believe in the Liberian people. I believe we are smart people. I believe we're industrious people. I believe we're hardworking people. And I don't accept any of the contrary views of who we are and what we can be. Are there things we can do better and different as a people? Of course there are. Are there things I would like to see us do differently as a people? Yes. But again, when you focus on the positives, when you set high expectations for people, they tend to live up to those expectations. And we have many examples of Liberians from the past who did very well and were first in doing many things. And we have Liberians today who are first and who are doing many good things that would move our country forward. So because I believe in Liberia and Liberians, I believe our country has a positive future, and I'm optimistic about that future.
Alex just wants to make a contribution. He just wants to make sure. He's a man who has learned a lot of best practices. He's a man who has run multi-billion dollar corporation, and be at the top of this organization, Coca-Cola.
He likes to challenge you, to push you, because he can see potential in people that they can't see in themselves, and he can nurture and push people towards their potential.
He just wants to use the best practices to transform the Liberian society, bring another perspective to the way we've always done things.
He is genuine. He is level-headed. He is not someone who is overwhelmed by money, by success. He is just a modest, easygoing, good guy. And I hope Liberians will get a chance to listen to this good guy talk about what he wants to do for our country.
That in the business you catching fever. You getting serious like anti-river. Ain't no stopping by the river. And as we coming, we sweeping, we cutting, we moving all the way. Yeah, yeah. We coming, yeah. Well, it's gonna be coming. As we coming, we sweeping, we coming. And then when we meet up, stick. Well, it's gonna be coming. Yeah, you're coming, yeah. We coming. Well, it's gonna be coming.
Chicken necro for day.
The oldest republic in Africa. And yet, we're one of the least developed countries on the continent, and indeed one of the least developed countries in the world. And I say to you, my fellow Liberians, we deserve a better Liberia. We need to ask ourselves some fundamental questions. Why are we where we are? Most Liberian homes don't have electricity. Most Liberian homes don't have running water. Most Liberians are unemployed. These are things we can change. These are things we should demand of ourselves and of our leaders. We, as Liberians, cannot keep doing the same things and expect different results. We cannot keep electing and selecting the same kinds of leaders with the same kinds of experiences and expect Liberia to change. We have to do many things differently, and that starts with selecting and electing new leaders who know how to create jobs, who know how to grow the economy, who will prioritize the Liberian people first before they prioritize themselves. And this is what I offer you, the Liberian people. The other universal truth that I want to share with you, my fellow Liberians, is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And again, I ask you to look at my record of job creation, of success, of managing large budgets without one penny going missing. All of these things you can look at and compare to the other candidates. And again, you will see that my past performance and past behavior is a good predictor, a good indicator that what I commit to, we will deliver. There are 5 priorities we have, and we call that the what's. And then there are 5 things we call the how we'll do it. And those priorities are as follows. Our first priority is infrastructure. Simply put, it's electricity, it's roads, it's water, and it's internet and cell phone connectivity across Liberia. We have to invest in infrastructure. That is the top priority. That's the basis on which we can and will do everything else. The second priority for us is job creation. There are too many unemployed, underemployed, and unemployable Liberians. The unemployment rate is over 85%. And therefore, job creation is our next priority, creating jobs for the Liberian people. The next priority is agriculture. We are a country that do not fear ourselves. These are things we can do for ourselves. We should be producing rice to feed ourselves. And my commitment is that by the end of my first term in office, we will be self-sufficient in rice production. And within education, we are focused on vocational training, teachers training, and adult education. But we have to educate our young people because, again, that's how we can help them create jobs. That's how we can train farmers. And so these things are all linked together. And our final priority in terms of the what's is health. Because you can have good infrastructure, you can have a good job, you can feed yourself, you can have great education, but if you don't have your health, it doesn't matter. And so health is our fifth priority, and there we're focused on primary health care and preventive health care. So those are the what's we'll do for our people, for the Liberian people. How are we going to do these things? The first how is we want to engage Liberians differently in the transformation of our country. We call this hearts and minds. How do we get all Liberians to participate in the changes that are required? We're going to use arts and music and culture and reconciliation and religion, all of these things. We will be deliberate in using these things to engage us as a people in this transformation process. And so we're doing some work on how we can make those things happen. The next how is that we're going to find the money. We have to find the resources, the money, to do all of the what's I mentioned earlier. And the way we'll find the money is, first, we'll go after waste in government. You know, we spend a lot of money on things that we don't need, or we pay too much for things that we do need. So for example, I believe the vehicles we buy for our government officials, we spend too much money on that. We should reduce the number of vehicles, and we should buy less expensive vehicles for our government officials. We need to reduce how much they make so we can pay teachers and civil servants and police officers and the military officers and healthcare workers, people who actually do the work. We need to pay them more money and reduce the gap between those at the top and those who actually do the work. The other way we'll find the money is going after this thing called corruption. You know, corruption has been the bane of our country, is the primary reason why we are as underdeveloped as we are today. And we will aggressively go after corruption. The first thing we'll do is we will appoint a corruption czar, a minister in charge of corruption in the presidency that will coordinate all of the agencies that are meant to find corrupt officials. Secondly thing we'll do is we'll make sure we are giving the resources, the money, the right people, the right logistics to the anti-corruption agencies, the LACC, Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, the General Accounting Office, the Public Procurement and Concessions Commission. We will make sure they got the right resources to go after corrupt officials. After that, when we find people who are corrupt, we will prosecute them, we will put them in jail, and we'll seize their assets. It will not be good enough for you just to resign. So those are the things we'll do to really go after corruption. I have committed that I will not take a salary. The salary that is paid the president, I will allocate it towards helping to fight corruption. That's how important I think it is to us. And then the other way we'll find the money is we'll make sure we're getting full value, the full monies we're due from our natural resources. We'll look to exploit other natural resources so we can get the funds required to fund healthcare, to fund infrastructure, to create jobs, etc., etc. So finding the money is the second how. The next how is we want to create a government of inclusion. We want all sections of our country to be represented in the government. We want opposition political parties to be in government. Because we believe that having a government inclusion will help all of us make the right decisions. It will make sure that we're spreading the resources of our country across the entire country. And then the last two hows, one is growing the private sector. We will focus on growing the private sector so Liberians can primarily benefit from that growth. No longer should Liberian business people be spectators to our economy. And we want to actively support Liberianization and encourage and provide credit and other facilities to Liberian businesses so they can participate. And last but not least, we will use technology. We'll leverage technology to help us achieve our goals. So those are the what's and the hows. But let me end by leaving you again with these two universal truths. One is we cannot keep doing the same things, my people, and expect different results. We cannot keep electing the same people with the same experiences and expect Liberia to change. We need to elect and select different people to lead us to serve us, to help us manage and run our country. And the other universal truth is the best predictor of future performance and future behavior is past performance and past behavior. And on those two counts, I believe I stand head and shoulders above the other candidates aspiring. Together, we will change Liberia for the benefit of all Liberians. We will transform our country. We will give us a new start, a fresh start, so that all of us can benefit from this country we love. I thank you. God bless you. God bless the Republic of Liberia.
Chicken they crow for day.
Listen, I go to bed. McDonald, I only came up here. You say George, we are saying the same thing. McDonald, you really brave for George, we have to say such a thing. George, you ain't tell Abrampo nothing. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Be fair now. George, we will tell Abrampo they kind of thing, eh? Shit. George, we discussed the economy the other time when I eat it. Real George, we have said the same thing. But anyway, guys, you have a good day. Bye for now. See you guys.